Here we go.
While most agencies are willing to gamble on the traditional sales approach of wasting countless hours in writing and revising proposals, our next speaker, co-founder of OhmWorks, believes there's a better way. He calls his lean-inspired concept Joyrides, a tool that involves short-term, lower-cost workshop experiments with clients. Are you guys ready to hear the secret to a great joyride? Yes? Okay, please put your hands together for Hien Lam.
All right. Hi, my name is Hien Lam, and as Sarah said, I co-own a branding agency based out of Ann Arbor called OhmWorks. And I'm here to talk about an MVP that we created that not only helped to shorten our sales cycle, but became our most profitable service. But before I do that, I want everybody here to do me a favor. Turn to your neighbor and ask them for $1. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that, but I'm pretty sure for most of you, your heart kind of skipped a beat because it's kind of uncomfortable asking for money. And the more you ask for, the harder and harder it is. But if we want to be successful, whether we sell apps, software, or even eggplants, you have to be able to ask strangers for money. But it doesn't really help that the process isn't exactly user-friendly for most people. And you probably know what I'm talking about. You have to find the lead, you do the requirements gathering, and then you write the most beautifully written proposal the world's ever seen, telling them why they should work with you. It's what our agency calls the propose and pray method. Because you gotta pray that they sign on the dotted line, but they usually don't. They get sticker shock, they see the price, they see the scope, they ask you to make changes, and you waste all this precious time and money. We used to waste about 20 hours per prospect on this propose and pray method. So it's no wonder that sales is known as a loss leader. But we asked ourselves, can sales be a profit leader instead? So we turned to lean startup methodology to help us answer this question. And the first thing we needed was a hypothesis. Why was there so much churn in our sales process? And what we figured out was it wasn't price, it was a lack of trust. Even though there's a cool dude standing up here talking to you, I'm asking people to trust a total stranger to give me their time and their money. So with this hypothesis in place, we need to figure out how we can quickly gain that trust as fast as possible. So we created an MVP, or a minimum viable project, that allowed our prospects to kind of dip their toes into the water to see what it's like to work with a couple cool dudes. So with this MVP in place, we then tweaked our sales process. So as I mentioned, there's the requirements gathering, which we swapped out. We got rid of that. We put our MVP in there, added quick value, then we offered up the proposal for a long-term engagement, and then we celebrated when they would sign. Yay! Now, this all sounds really great in theory, but does it actually work? So we put our MVP to the test. For the very first MVP, we proposed to a prospect a 2-day target market analysis, when we typically would have proposed a long-term content market strategy. So from our analysis, what we realized was that our client was targeting the wrong market entirely. So we proposed, stop all your paid ads right now, which in the long term saved them thousands upon thousands of dollars. And we saw similar results when we worked with other clients using our MVP. We saw that we were offering value, we validated their ideas, we validated our own approach to how we did branding, we established relationships, aka built trust, and we were able to create a roadmap from where our clients were to where they eventually want to be. And through all this, we started seeing our MVP grow in popularity and in revenue. Our very first MVP was $500. We're currently charging over $5,000 right now. 10x! We did it! And the popularity led us to rebrand the MVP to something called a Joyride. Now, what we're most proud of with our Joyride is that every customer that's ever gone through one has stuck with us for a long-term project as a long-term client who we like to call OMIs. So, which validates our original hypothesis. So if you're interested in converting more leads, shortening your sales cycle, getting paid for your time, and building better, more successful projects, I have 3 steps that you can start with. Starting with step number 1, asking yourself, what makes you risky business? So look at your current sales process right now and figure out, why is there so much churn? What is causing people to not want to work with me? Is it my price? Is it the scope? Or is it the lack of trust? Who knows? Up to you to figure out. With that in place, ask yourself, are my clients getting the right service? And I know there's plenty of people here who have dealt with projects where there's been scope creep, changes that blew budgets out of the water, right? So ask yourself, when does that happen, and how can I prevent that? And lastly, the most important question is, what's the quickest way for me to show value? And from here, what you really want to do is ask yourself, am I giving my customer what they want or what they need? And how do you know this? So with all 3 steps in place, you can start to develop your own Joyride. And the last tip is, don't worry about the price. Ours was $500, yours could be free. All you're trying to do here is validate your idea to help turn your sales into a profit leader. So with that, again, my name is Hien Lam. I'll be joyriding around Lean Startup all week, so we can talk about joyrides or selling eggplants. All right, peace out, homies.